Hello, welcome back. Oops, I forgot to start on the title screen, and you can see my cursor. That's good, I like to point at things. That's the Golem, my main character. Or maybe this is one of those games where, like, the name of the game is something you don't expect it to actually be. Maybe the Golem is someone else, or something else. I think I can chase this fish away with a cursor. Heck yeah, I can! Get out of here! There we go, that's much better. Alright, I found a fish counter. Anyway, Sieve. This one, gave me some problems last time. So, yeah, while rewatching what I had attempted, I saw some other possibly useful patterns that I could use in here. The thing with this puzzle is it's just incredibly daunting because it's such an enormous possibility space. Like, look at all these objects. Yeah, there are only 4 objects, but like, look at all these elements. There's this whole thing, there's this way the heck in here. These, I think I did more or less puzzle out what the last part of this puzzle was going to be. A thing that I observed, okay, right, yeah, so to recap, I need to fill these holes with a smooth surface all the way across here, and bring a upper right 2x2 bracket with gravity in here. So like this, and then an extension down where the gray block is, with these 2 chopped off. The reason it has to be exactly that shape and nothing else is that, one, it has to get up here and around this corner. So that shape does that. I at one point thought I could have a 2x1, just like, say, like these 2 with those 2 chopped off, getting through here if I could get it over this gap, but no, these 2 prohibition zones make that impossible. So yeah, a upper right bracket, you know, this with gravity, would fall down here, lose a piece of itself, slide over here, gain that piece of itself back, and then slide across with the Golem, if that is indeed who you are, staying in this row, not having to go through the prohibition zone. The little 1 piece at the bottom, since it's only 1 wide, requires this entire, all 3 of these holes to be fully filled, otherwise I would lose it. So I slide it all the way across there, it pops down there, I go there, push it to the right. It destroys this, turning into a 2x1, falls down, destroys this, turning into a 1x1, and solving the puzzle because that's the last thing I need to touch, in theory. So that's the end state. So working backward from that, I concluded that I absolutely must have an upper right 2x2 bracket with gravity. And a reasonable precondition to that would be a 1x2 with gravity being pushed into this, because that's the only conceivable thing I could see using this for. I'm less convinced of that actually than I was. There might be another use for this, but that's what I'm going to work toward. And an action I just did not think of at all, which I keep forgetting because scoops just keep on coming up, was to put this here and scoop this out. So there I've gained verticality on that, which is extremely hard to do. In fact, it looks pretty impossible here. Not like absolutely impossible necessarily from just looking at this initial state, but looks really hard to achieve. This is impossible, this is impossible, this is impossible because there's not enough space up here. So yeah, to get verticality, that one is my best bet. And I have to consume that somewhere, somehow, anyway. So this stick pushes that back out into a place where I can access it. Oh, no it doesn't. It's not long enough. Well, I can extend it a little bit, I guess. And not like that. Okay, I need a longer pushing stick. It needs to be 2 longer so I can get to this spot and pull that out. And this passage is going to get used for something, maybe? Or, alternatively, maybe I could bring this through here somehow to, yeah, what if I just used this? This feels absolutely like the wrong thing to do right now. But just to have something to try, I'm gonna try it. Whoops. Get a little further in the puzzle. Now, I don't know what you're for yet. Let's try just not interacting with it yet. Let's see how far I can get without it. So if I'm doing that, my pushy stick is extended. Yeah, if I can solve, like, parts of this puzzle individually, it'll be a lot easier to understand the whole. So one thing that could do for me is make this into a T-shape with extra bits on it. I don't think I want to do that, though. I gotta deal with this somehow, and I need to chop off, like, these 3 blocks. Therefore, I think what I want is to retrieve this and touch some stuff with it. Oh, geez. Okay, so yeah, here's where it gets trickier. It already was pretty tricky. Okay, yeah, so this space allows me to push this off the bottom wall. Neat. You are kind of in my way. Doing this gets you stuck. Doing this is no good. Doing this is okay. Where can I put you? I can't really put you there because I can't. You know, that reason. For one thing, the prohibition zone, together with your shape, makes it impossible for me to go through here anymore. Oh, that reveals that there's a serious problem with what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I can't just pull you into there. I need... If I've done that from the right, then I'm stuck on this side. I'm never getting into this region. So I need to make that join another way. Perhaps with this. That's not implausible. Alright, so with this now I can move left and right. Sort of. With a little bit of assistance. If I wanna, I can reduce you back to that. I don't wanna, though. That doesn't seem productive. This stick right here is more or less lost. I might be able to, like, hook this somehow and get it back somewhere, somehow, maybe. I don't currently see that as happening, but actually, let's work with that a little bit. I can redo my work there if I have to. But I found myself interested in something else for a moment. So I want to know, how far in here can I put this while keeping its useful pushing properties, but being able to get it back out? With the hook of this one. That far, and I can't push it up. I'd have to push this stick into here. You'd need to be up one more, and if you were up one more, you would join with that. Okay, well, let's for a moment pretend that's not a problem. That doesn't let me pretend that. Okay, still don't really know what I'm doing here. Yeah, you just sit there. So, like, the idea would be that, I don't know, I would have used this up earlier, or like I bring this in another way or something so it doesn't touch that, but the idea would be that I can both use that as an elongation device, allowing some moves with that to be possible. Oh, but that's going to push them down. And be able to actually get that back. I think I can... I don't know how much getting back is likely to happen here. Oops. Oh. No. No. Only if I chopped a piece off of it, and I don't think I can get it in there. Okay, so the only... Due to your shape and the shapes of the walls, the only way you could access this row of stuff is by coming through here and going upward. I don't think that's 100% implausible, but it does seem pretty tough. Okay, so let's work on this whole problem. I'm going to work backward again. So the problem with, say I had a 2x2, or no, a 1x2 of this, and a stable floor here somehow. That doesn't look likely on its own, but let's say I did. I'd push this all the way over. You'd be here, here, and here, and blocking my way, and there's nothing I could do about it. So instead, it seems almost as though I need... Okay, it's much more plausible to have a floor here. Like, that just makes a floor kind of on its own. So if you had... Well, right, I wouldn't have used that up. Okay, so I want to do some stuff with you that doesn't require... Oh, hey, can I just put these two shapes together and have a hook that pulls you back without involving this stick, maybe? No, if I hook the bottom of you with this, then you don't fit through this spot. And there's not much I can do about that as far as I can see. Oh dear. Yeah, this possibility space is just, like, enormous. Why did I do that? I don't know yet. How is this going to help me? It's not clear. Did I want that up one more? Did I want it down one more? Did I want anything else? I just don't know. I'll try this just because I haven't actually tried it yet. Well, no, nothing is useful about that. In fact, that's like the opposite of useful. Okay, so now wait, let's work with just these two shapes again. I think I'm ultimately going to need this stick to be a floor here. I'll be pushing this along it. If it's too tall, I'll have still leverage on it. Be able to, like, park it there, come down here, and sure, it would be fine to push that out and drop everything down to there. I push it out again, get access to this 1x2, hypothetically, on my head, go up here, and then I have my bracket. Keep going up, go left, go up, go right, and that's the end of the puzzle. I think that's my end state. So basically, like, I've seen a little bit farther back from the end of the puzzle. I still have these holes to plug at some point. This thing is almost definitely involved because it's just a little too perfect the way it fits in here. Except it's not, because, like, I gotta deal with that minus. What's that minus for? It is hard to imagine. Anyway, a lot of the levels in this game boil down to hooks and scoops. So always remember, hooks and scoops can tend to be very useful here. Like, for example, this scoop shape. That one shows up again and again and again. Now, is there anything I can change about, like, the traversability of... Right, okay, so now working from the initial state, so I want these opening moves to end with me getting control of this block over in this area. To do that... That is insufficient. So is this. And this doesn't help. yet to do that. I don't know what I have to do. And no amount of rightward push is going to make this into something that I can actually work with, is it? Well, only an amount that actually got it all the way to, like, here. And even then, no. I would have to use a long enough stick. How long of a stick? Like, I'd have to be able to... So this, like, this little corner of this shape would have to be all the way here. 2, 3, 4. So it would take up those spaces. Then I could walk in and around. Well, lifting it wouldn't mean anything, but I could walk in here and push this to the right by 1, then get around this block of it, lift it up, and have it out of there. If I'm going to that length, it feels like this isn't really doing anything. There's no hooking going on with it, because I'm not in here. From this state, I note that I can do this. Could that ever be meaningful? Doesn't look like it to me. It gets this hook out a bit earlier, but I still, like, this is still a problem for, like, that corner. Okay, yeah, so working backward from the end of this has so far been seemingly much more fruitful than forward from the beginning, because, like, the beginning is just this impossibly huge possibility space. But for the end, I need something extremely specific here, okay? So I need something very specific here. Alright, so, but see, like, my end of the puzzle state... has made use of this and this, dealt with those, required me to come up with something for dealing with these. It has not touched this plus, or these 5 minuses. Like, these are going to be the key to the entire puzzle. Those are the only way, unless I'm somehow touching this block with this, those are the only way that I'm... No, regardless of that. These are the only way I'm pruning this down to a 1x2. There is no other way that's ever going to happen. If there was... Oh, hey, doing this action... allows me to just get you out of the way, but keep you in the place where you will be able to bind to that in the same way as if I push you left off of that. Okay, so that frees this up to allow me to start playing with the minuses with other blocks. I can also clip this. What do I think that's ever going to do for me? I'll have to reattach that, and there are no pluses other than this one, which is already allocated to something else that can ever do that. I had a theory once that what I ultimately wanted to do here was to slide like a little 1x1 in there, and then a 4x1 in here, supporting a bracket or a 2x2 or equivalent or something. Where am I going to get a 1x1? I only have this many minuses left, and those are... all? Used to trim this down? So I've lost my my scoop shape. I won't be getting the, well, yeah, this won't do anything. Oh boy. No, I don't want that. Maybe I do. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I doubt this is productive. Then again, maybe it is. That's intriguing. I can't do anything with it. What if before I bind to that, I bind to this? And I do have just about enough room for this. Just for the sake of, like, actually doing some things. Okay. You need to go away. You are now in my way. Or this needs to have gone away. That would also work. Kinda. Would it? But I need to have already detonated these three on this. And I still haven't done anything about this problem, so... Oh. Oh! Now you're too wide to ever fit in there. Can I have first consumed? Bzzzt. No, I can't. Wait. It is... Nah, it's not strictly required for this to be involved in making the bracket I want to make out of you. If there were a stable floor there... Well... Here... Which would be accomplished potentially by, like, this thing doing that. Okay, sure, there's a stable floor there. And you had a thing on you. So I do that in a different order so you don't eat this block. You're a 2x1 somehow. Okay, you know, this actually doesn't look as far off from a solution as I thought it did. This is the start of something. I don't have the, like, actual start of this puzzle done here, and, like, I need so much more. I don't know what to do about this yet. That's, like, an entire puzzle on its own. Yeah, this puzzle is, like, at least 3 puzzles. This one is far more complex than anything that has come before. At least the way I'm currently thinking about it. It's possible there's a way of thinking about it that's simpler, but again... There's so much to it that the possibility space makes it that complex, even if the ultimate solution will end up being simple. Those touch, and I don't like that. Do I? No? Actually, there is something interesting with that, though. Like, this has almost turned into something that looks useful. But, like, how? What's useful about that? Nothing, really. Is there any point at which I can make something happen, like, in the interim here? I do not think so. Let's theorize about this problem. Maybe understanding what this is going to take will help me understand the rest of the puzzle. I don't know what you're for yet. Detonating those two sides of the minus blocks with these two spokes of this, then reducing the remaining shape of that and this shape to stable platforms that provide a surface for you. Okay, yeah. So here's what I have so far. This connects to that. I extract it out here somehow. That part I don't know how to do. I mean, I've done it lossily. This shape is going to have a role here. I think I need all my shapes. So I need nothing to get stuck permanently in here. Probably. Anyway, so let's say I could bind this to that. It plops down here, I scoop it out somehow. I can move it with my own power, and I don't have a role for you yet. You're probably involved in this snarl. But anyway, so after having done that and scooped it out and like parked it somewhere, I don't know where, I don't really actually have a spot, but let's pretend I've parked it somewhere that's out of the way. This, or just like this gets past it somehow, like if I could put this down here and get this past it, which I can't, but if I could, I detonate these two. The 5x1 of that goes down a couple of blocks to here, such that it's occupying... Let's see, all I really need is that much, because, okay, so then I would get back under this, that's down here, pull it all the way up, bring it over here. Okay, so I'm here. This block is here, 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 and here. These two are gone. These three still exist. I step north. Those three, which is that chunk, detonates. The two little pieces of that remaining, which is this and the extra part I bind to the bottom from that, falls down onto the platform that I have created here. So this is stable ground, and I guess this needs to be too. So both of those have to be stable ground, which I think means some portion of this sitting on top of some portion of this sitting on top of this block. So something protrudes from here, and something sits on top of that in those two spots. So I have a 1x2. Once again, that's insufficient. So I specifically need exactly this to be solid and this not to, because I must be able to push this left and have it fall, so that I can push it left and have it fall again without touching this. This will have been consumed at this point. So anyway, there's something occupying some of this space. Don't worry too much about it. That little dude sneaks past you, is momentarily against this wall, falls here. I eliminate this prop. Well, I unprop it from this floor, thereby propping it on this floor instead. I get under this. We've already gone over this exercise. Yeah, so this survives until I am under the 1x2 gravity block, and I pull it up here, and then the puzzle's done if I have these holes filled. Like, the name of the puzzle is just about this portion of it. I solved that long... Well, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I know, like, the shape I need in here. I don't know how to get that shape. Because, like, it's going to depend on the other, you know, other 500% of the puzzle. Or the other 4/5 is, like, what I was trying to say. So yeah, there is the component of patching these holes. There's the component of doing the end state with the shape that I need to get through here. I say end state is solved. Patching these holes is not. Getting this to where it can become my end state object, my key object that goes in here, is also not solved, but it's close-ish. Everything I want to do with that involves circumstances that I can individually set up, but I don't know if I can do them all in order. Or all at once, rather. And how I do those will determine what resources remain for this. Okay, so objects I don't touch on that solution. This can only be involved in locking something into place here. I have to put either a 1x1 or like this portion of U in there. I mean, this is shaped just obviously for filling up that hole. This mostly seems to be in my way right now. If I had something that I currently don't know how to manufacture, I could use this to split off a 1x1. That would require an upper left bracket of some form. And I have... I can make it with you, but I need you for other things. So I don't think I can really make that, realistically. Anyway, so this is not involved, this is not involved. These two just need to get out of the way by detonating with those prongs. If this were already consumed, I could... No. It is specifically this one that needs to be detonated for that whole part to work. This is not involved. It just gets incidentally destroyed by this part of this block. Okay, so again, if I could put this to some productive use, this could come up here, detonate that, come back down, come over, detonate this, and this would still need to be consumed for the puzzle to be solved, but it would not stop me getting my key object through here, because it just needs to detonate these three, fall down, go over, fall down, do that little dance to get it up here, and then that's how that gets solved. Okay, sure. What could you possibly do for me? Well, let's not worry about that yet. Let me think about just, like, fishing this out of here. That's kind of the first step it feels like I need to do. How do I fish? You have to go down at least to here. Once you're down there, unless I'm going to boost you, like, all the way up. Can I do that? No. I can't have a floor here because it would touch that. Can I get some assistance to get you a little farther out? I don't want to. No, I want specifically this to be the point at which you bind to that. Like, it's the easiest one. Alternatives. I don't know if there are any. There might be. It's unclear to me. Okay, so recall that I can easily set up a thing to get you temporarily out of my way, but still able to be pushed where I want to push you. So that clears up this channel so I can do other work in it. You're mostly just in my way a lot of this time. I don't know your purpose yet. That's still a mystery. That could... Trying to figure out how I could involve this in like a... an upper left bracket to split apart using that. So once I'm done with... okay, so something important possibly that I just observed. once I'm done getting you set up where you need to go, and I can like park you on that platform and just leave you there for a moment, I can come back down here, and the wreckage of having done that does leave me with 2 horizontal bars that are both still accessible. So one of those could be the hypothetical pin that goes in here and holds up my 1x1 that has bound to this, and my bracket shape that can go in here somehow. That hypothetical requires some stuff. Is there... So like this hole's super easy to fill. This entire one is not. So let's just think about the geometry that's required for this. It has to be 2 wide, smooth on the top, and supported by something. The closest supports are this and this. The floor is obviously impossible because it's way down here, nowhere vaguely near. Not enough blocks and pluses exist in this puzzle to bridge from here to there. So don't even bother considering that. This is the most convenient shelf, and I will have a horizontal object that can slot in there. Doing that... how wide will it be? What shape am I left with here? I think this is 5 wide, and this is probably more because it's bound to at least this. And then this is involved somehow. The gravity block will be exerting downward force on these, so again, yeah, they have to be supported. And the arrangement of these walls means it's... If I'm bringing something up and over... I can't really... Okay, so alternative. That's not it. I would have to also have detonated more of that for that to make sense. Or have used this up on something else. Okay, so let's... I just want to kind of demonstrate something. And, you know, see what it looks like with my own eyes instead of my mind's eye. My actual eyes. I'm imagining a 1x2 something slotting in here. Yeah, okay, that works fine. So a 1x2 something slots in there, and a, some sort of long bar. Would this be long enough without adding anything more to it? So you're out of the way. If when you detonate like this... Yeah, you end up 5x1. Now I note this just creates a support on its own, so like if I could bind 2 more here, or like have a... Verticality is real hard to achieve though. There's just not a lot of vertical stuff going on here. Like if I had already detonated this with something, like for example... this... But then that adds this protrusion, so I have to have used that up. Okay, so right, so let's say I used that up with you. Maybe. Maybe I want that shape at some point, who knows? I don't. It could be useful for something in theory. This can't go anywhere anymore. Well, it can do that, and then just like tuck in there for a moment. Alright, so you're out of the way and actually retrievable. So the idea would be, this can then detonate that. Go here and detonate this. With that out of the way... what does this shape look like now for going in here? It can't. It's impossible because of this protrusion, and there are no minuses that can remove that protrusion. Yeah, okay, so you are now an impossible shape for inserting in that, so binding this to this is a failure condition, alright? Got it. But anyway, yeah, that's not large enough for supporting something there. It would have to be extended by maybe that... Okay, well... But anyway, there are various ways I can insert a pin in, like, on this shelf. I have plenty of long horizontal stuff. Horizontality is not a problem here, it's verticality. And this shelf is a little closer for supporting stuff there, but, like... There are so many problems I still have to solve for this, and I just don't feel like I have even vaguely... anything close to what I need on most of them. I have the end state. That's all I have. And I only have part of the end state. And I don't have a start. Like, how do I start? What do I do first? Is it ever useful? No, I've tried this many times. It is never useful to push this here because it consumes the one I want to bind to that. Am I absolutely convinced that I must bind this here? To achieve the end state I need, verticality is 100% required on this gravity block. That's exposed on top, but cannot get it. This is exposed on top, but the only way I could bind to it requires something I believe to be impossible with some of these having been removed, then you going up here, being supported on something that's supported by this but not touching it, and slid over, then removing the extra nubs that were required for that process using whatever is remaining here. So yeah, getting verticality off of this, nearly impossible. Getting verticality off of this, definitely impossible. Unless I can approach from the top, which I can't. Getting verticality off of this is the only reasonable one. And this is impossible because of the wall, this is impossible because of the wall, this is impossible because it's way up here. Not getting anything... No, there's nothing small enough to make it in there and back. No. So yes, I must bind this to here. That conclusion seems solid. I need all of these shapes. Every shape is involved in my end state, so I can't lose any in this just, like, gargantuan, colossal space here that's taking up so much room. But it's just this... This is why this is a prohibition puzzle. Just this whole place I cannot touch is ruining everything. This is also prohibition stuff. That's fine. This is very solvable. Well, this is... I don't know what to do with that. But this is what feels super bad. Yeah. I rebound past the reset. How do I get you out of there? Let's focus 100% on getting this in and getting all of my blocks back out after that. It doesn't necessarily have to be like all the way back out. It just has to be... Okay, so now hang on. There's some of this that I can do, but not as much as I would like. Try to find a way to, like, shove this up here, but like once you're there, you're just stuck there. Maybe this is meaningful. I don't feel like it is. How could it be? I don't think it could. No, I think all of this means nothing. Like, none of this goes anywhere. Like, everybody, literally every block is stuck in the prohibition zone now. And I need them all not to be. Okay, but now another possibility I'm maybe discounting too early is this idea of not binding this exactly here. What if I put it there instead? You would have to get one more block over there somehow, which is probably doable. Let's look for ways to do that. You'd need to be supported for a moment by someone or something. Okay, I think I see a way to do it. Am I right, or don't I actually? Well... Well... Ooh, that gets that all the way there. And I could even go this far. That's interesting. Is everything retrievable? I think so. Well, everything except the one in there, maybe. And maybe I could find a way to do that, too. Alright, yeah, so I keep control of these. To extract you, what would I do? Not this, that doesn't go anywhere. Can I make use of these? This is starting to feel like something. Starting to feel like something I might actually want to do. I think with the amount of extra horizontal floor I can form here, it's just as good to have this shape as the horizontal mirror of that. Okay, so let's say I had done this differently. Okay, I'm at least on the track to new thinking. I don't know if it's useful new thinking, but it's something new. And that feels encouraging. I would have preferred if you weren't so far over, so I could still get you back without ridiculous machinations. Yeah, okay, so you are as little as into that prohibition zone as you need to be. You're in a good spot. This gets me you. One thing it doesn't get me is leftward pushing on you. I can only do rightward, and this is a little awkward. In fact, it doesn't really work, does it? Is there a point at which I can... and bind that up there, but that just gets it stuck. I don't know what you're for yet. Okay, so I'm seeing that I might want and be able to get a different shape here. Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of things. So yeah, there are a lot of possibilities for how I form this shape. Let's try that one. Hey. So you go here. This doesn't work the same. No, it does not. Now I have to put that scoop deeper in there than I can in order to get that back. So now that's stuck. Okay, that's no good. Could it have been good if before I drop that off... Yeah, you go here. I had first given a platform there. Instinct says no, because now these are kind of stuck to... Oh, wait a... No, wait for what? There's nothing you can do with that. No, no, this is a failure condition. Yeah, there's no getting back from this. I'll mess around with it in case I'm overlooking something, but this is like totally a failure condition here. I can pull it up and yeah, like everything's stuck. I can push it over and yeah, nothing happens. Like there's no horizontal motion I can achieve from this state. Can't mess with it with any of those. Yeah, no. Okay, so no, don't put it on top of that. Can I do an extended scoop using both of these shapes at once? Okay, so let's say, once again, that maybe the first step in this is indeed... Oop. Something involving something like this. So if it were that... Can I use these together to scoop? No, obviously I cannot. No, obviously I cannot. Not a chance. There is no way that's happening. And also, like, this is pushing the limits on how much height I can extract through here anyway. Yeah, it's because I can no longer make another push with this that I can't extract that shape. Okay, so that's a dead end. Therefore, let's forget about it. Let's go back to the one of these that looks like that, because that got me closer. I don't know how to extract it all the way, though. That's only a partial extraction with what I have. Now, can I use this at that point? It's one short. I could extend it. This seems like a bad idea, because then that becomes an impossible shape for other things it needs to be doing. But if I extend that... Now this push puts that onto a place where nothing can happen. Got it. Okay. So no, that's not useful because like this makes it too tall to get through there. Mm-hmm. No extension on this will help. I don't want extension. I want it... Wait, hang on. Right, yeah. So this was the one that let me get out of there. You are in a good spot. You are still free. You are... something resembling retrievable. You're not, like, actually, but it looks kind of like you are. But from here, just nothing can happen. Is there something I'm missing? If I had... Wait, there is something I'm missing. Oh, check it. Here we go. Here we go. I can go through there. That's useful, maybe. I think that's almost definitely useful. There we go. Okay, okay. I was overlooking something crucial. Neat. How do I move you left now? I don't know that I can, really. Yeah, I need an upper left corner to move you up and left with gravity, and I don't have one, so that's my next obstacle here. But I did extract this shape with as much freedom as I'm gonna get. I can do that and get under it. Well, but see, then I'm gonna touch this. You are, like, super in my way. What do I do with you? You're a mystery to me, and you're kind of just in my way at this point. I'm trying to park this on top of this shape in the hopes that that will help me for moving left and up. I can't currently do it, though, as far as I can see. Although maybe something can happen if... Oh yeah, okay. No, that's... Okay, so that's just in the way for that, and there's nothing I can do about it. Other than maybe consume it first. How? With what? I see nothing at all that could do that non-disruptively. Nope. Nope, that's the same thing again. I mean, what's my plan with you at that? Well, I can still get on that side. No, what will I do with you? Maybe... Okay, I could use more of these and make something happen. Okay, no, I'm seeing some stuff. So let's say... Maybe it is not a failure condition somehow to do this. Maybe it's not. What if it's not? What if I can get away with that? Or... What if I use that to add a tooth on the right? Is there a way I can? I can. No. Not like that. No, I don't think there is. Okay, right, so I went pretty far back here. Yeah, so anyway, so mist moves in here. Let me pull this out, and just past the prohibition zone, I could go one farther and still get everything back. Let's say I did that. So that props you on there. I can get you somewhat out of the way. Enough to extract this and get it out of your way. And where? What do I expect to do with this? Nothing. Got it. Well, okay, so hang on. Let's keep trying stuff. I just don't see how I can do anything here. Like, anything at all. Again, I need an upper left corner to move this up and left. I don't have one. Kind of looking for some way to sneak these past each other so I could, like... If I could drop this there. I could boost it up, bind to that, push it to the left, it would fall down, and would be just kind of stuck in that zone again. I don't think I'm going to do that. What do I want to do? I need better pushing tools. How do I take this anywhere? It was so much easier when the nub was on this side. Was there a way I was overlooking to get that shape out? Probably. I mean, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, if I do that, that's all wrong. So right, when the nub was on this side, I was able to slot it in here and maintain access to pulling that back out. That was why that was possible. I can't floor it here, because that doesn't go far enough over in this arrangement. So is there an in-between? Do I want one of these two blocks to hang down, maybe? Oh. Okay, I think that's as much time as I want to put in this puzzle today. Will I ultimately think this was simple and easy to think about when I'm done with it? That remains to be seen. Right now, this just feels like twice as hard as every puzzle that's come before it. Every single one. Like, none of them were anywhere approaching this level of complexity. So yeah, I found the super puzzle. It is Sieve. I could go do another puzzle, but I kind of want to solve this one. That's not happening today, though. I mean, obviously. I made progress. I made some deductions. So yeah, I'll see you next time to do some more of that. Middle of video editing update. I've had some new insights that I think are important. One of the big ones is that I was saying something incorrect this entire time. Once again, this is emphasizing the importance of actually seeing what a state is going to look like rather than just working with hypotheticals, because sometimes hypotheticals make me blind to a certain thing. So one thing I should definitely note is that this space is 100%, this shape is 100% sufficient for the end of the puzzle. If I have an upper right bracket here, I can be pushing from the bottom right to this point, be the support that gets it over this gap, stand it on there, and then push it the rest of the way myself. So there is absolutely nothing else to solve here. If I detonate this block with something other than this thing, so presumably that spoke on that thing, this part's done. So that's great. I don't have to worry about this anymore at all, as long as my solution at some point involves this contacting that, and this not changing shape. It can just go in there. Now, I'm reasonably convinced, for the moment at least, that the shape I want this gravity block to be in for the initial push is indeed the one that requires me to do this, because that's the one that I've gotten farther with, and I found a way to get a little bit farther with it than I had been. So let's do a few exercises down here. I don't have a complete solve yet, but I have something that's a lot closer. Yeah, so specifically all the way over there, Yeah, that nub on that side is what it takes. I know this goes here at some point. You know, this is where I want this block, and I can use it as a pusher for that. Once it's in here, I can't pull it back and put it in there to push that. So, if this is going to be supported by that, then to get into this scoop, it needs to have its nub all the way on the right. What makes this so inconvenient is it only gives me upright pushing when I'm going to pull it to the right and it needs to go left somehow. I've found a way to get it a little bit to the left. So if I do some work here that involves, let's see, how did I do this? I had a way. I drop it here, and why is that good? You sure you do that? No, that doesn't do anything. I had some way from this state. Yeah, okay, it was it like this? And the idea popped into my head that in order to move this left, you know, I need to either move it by left by moving it right, like pull it up, prop it on a smooth surface, get to the other side, push it across a smooth surface and get across there. But then I spotted this and thought that maybe I could bring it up here and bind it to that, and that would be useful. Now this one's very much in the way for that, so if I just tried to do that so simply, I get stuck there. And if I were to do it again, then this would already be 6 wide and impossible to fit in here, the place where it must be trimmed down. So 5 wide is the absolute maximum possible that this could be in order to be trimmed down there. So I have to avoid that move right there, binding to this. Now I had a way that I made work earlier that this consumed the plus. But how did I do that without losing access to this? I had it, like, balanced up on this spoke somehow. One more to the left. How would that have happened? I don't know, but somehow it did. I know I did it. Huh. It was some, like, not that tricky move. Oh, right, I went in here and did this. That's how it is. So I pull that, allowing me to bind here. And again, this feels suspiciously intentional. Having done those moves, I can regain access to some of this. Eventually, somehow. Let's see, like that. This does the task I wanted to do. I'm not sure yet if it's useful, but this at least gives me this up here. From here, options start to not look so great, especially given that now I've changed the shape of my scoop so that it will have to consume these 2 minuses, meaning that if I'm detonating this, it'll consume these 3, leaving me with the complete upper right bracket shape. Am I certain that's a failure condition? I think I can be. Unless from in here I can pull it into this spot. That shape is not going through here. Well, I mean it is, but I won't be there to push it. Or if I can, I'd either have to be here and pull to put this here so that I can maintain access to its bottom and get up there. Or I would have to lift from here in some way that I can get under? Okay, so that the action of lifting would itself block the passage, so no, not that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know how to proceed past this point now. There were some dance moves I figured out that I could do to get this propped here instead of here in case that were useful. How did I do that? It involved these 2 shapes doing a something, like Does this help? I think so. Yes, so that's sufficient to get you propped there instead of there. So now these are both liberated and you are in a different place. In case that were useful for something. Is it? Not that I can tell so far, but... Because, like, what? What am I trying to do at this point? I guess kinda what I want is to prop it a little farther down, which I can kinda do, right? No, I don't think I can. Well... Oops. Buzz. Okay, I can. Alright, so that parks there. Parking there still isn't enough for getting this through to start touching the things it needs to touch, including this and this. And it would be those two at that point. And yeah, I still have the impossibility that I can't create enough of these in a row. I need the 4 in a row to make this happen the rest of the way. So yeah, I don't think binding this to this plus puts me on a route to victory, because I don't have the tools for this anymore. Having changed the shape of this little staple, and I can't get it back into shape with any of the tools I have, I don't think that's going anywhere. This can't ever really fit through anywhere to touch that. Otherwise, maybe this could detonate that, but I need that here. So no, this has to keep its shape. And it looks like I have a situation where I can't really get... I can't really get this past you. I guess right now I kinda can, right? I'm not sure that's right. It might be. Hold on, well, I mean, yeah, let's keep pursuing this to its logical conclusion. I think I might, since I really just want to consume this is more an obstacle than anything, I might want to touch it with the right side of this, but that involves putting you all the way in here, and then one more in to get you off of that, and I don't think you're coming back from that, unless I push with this, but I can't. Anyway, yeah, so, logical conclusion. That goes POW. And... this... I don't know what it does. Let's just say for now it does that. This goes POW. You're the right shape, you're the right shape. You can't really be moved left with the tools I have anymore, as far as I can imagine. And moving you left wouldn't help because I don't have enough minuses to reduce you to a 1x2 and get you onto there. Okay, well, maybe by the time I finish editing video, I'll have figured out this problem. Alright, here's another line of investigation to try. I know I said at some point I didn't want to spend more time on this puzzle today, but maybe that wasn't true. Right, so anyway, I'm gonna set this up about like I usually do. I spent a bunch of time fiddling around and like... I have something kinda close. It's not all the way there, but... let's look at the kinda closeness. So again, we start with this. Since this little plus was such a problem for me, and attaching it here was no good, and I can't ever attach it to you, and I really don't want to attach it to you, there's one more option that I think is worth exploring. You keep giving me problems when you're all the way up there, so I'm going to move you down a little bit. This. So that's an option. I could just do that early, and put this piece on here, which does different things. It still seems like a problem, but it gives me a different set of problems, and I get maybe kind of closer to my goal if I do that. So here's how that affects things. I go through here the same way. I gain control of this and pull it all the way up here. So that came up the left side, no problem. This shape is... well, it's different. What's importantly different about this is I can detonate just a single one of these. So let's do that now. Oh, right, and there's a whole complicated shuffle to get everything past each other. There's not a lot of room in this puzzle, so this can park in there. You go down. You come back out, and you can now... yeah, you can just stay exactly where you are. Pow. So that's nice. And that shape remains compatible with detonating this. At least it does if you're out of the way, which I can make happen. Do I want to right now? Okay, so let's do that part first. So to make that happen, I would probably prop this up here. Push this down. And then over here. So there's how to get that. I make your problem how to get over this gap instead of this one. Both ways seem to be equal amounts of problem. But yeah, I can still get rid of that. Still do the end of the puzzle thing with you. Again, this is completely sufficient if I have this bracket up there. And I have the row of those for eliminating this and making the too tall thing that I want to push in here. To sit there, etc. Now, I don't need to do this yet. Here's where I don't know what to do anymore. So I can... I just have no means of pushing this up and over anything. So what it would have to do would be to push up and to the right and balance on something that then could get it the rest of the way over to the left. Oh, and suddenly I almost see something. I don't quite. But if this could be supported in its position, which it can't, but if it could, then I could balance this on it, shove this over, then shove this all the way over. Okay, yeah, so if this could support. It can't, but if it could, I'd be done. It's a nice idea, but it doesn't work. And it doesn't work any better farther up. And the other thing that I was trying for a bit was not to detonate this so early, so like if I keep this little shape on here, does that do anything good for me? Well, with this new insight that I can prop things up a little bit, no, it doesn't. Yeah, I can do stuff like... I can get as far as this, and be like one little push away from having this over the gap there. Oh, I have a secondary problem that I just realized. If I had this far enough left to be able to detonate there, I could not get around it to boost it up to actually do that. Either I'd have to boost it another way, or... Okay, so that makes it feel much more likely that your route is up and over here to fall through those, leaving only this little pillar. However, I don't think that can happen. Right? Like, how could it? So I can go up, I can go over, but there isn't some magical way I can have a support there that I can push farther and just, like, have it work. Nope. And yeah, we got basically the same problem down here as over there. Okay, well, that's the current state of my art. Well, I rewound a bit, and I'm seeing that there's a state here that I'm not used to having, which is that I can boost this up and over onto you without getting trapped there. Could that ever be relevant to anything? No matter what, I still just have the fundamental problem that it's extremely hard to move this shape up and left. But there are more possibilities here, maybe? Like what? What possibilities? What can I ever do? I don't know, nothing good's happening. Why would getting this on here ever be helpful? Seems like it might not. Alright, well this feels like a dead end to me. Right? Because, like, I just can't do anything with this, right? I can hook it on here. Yeah, great. And get everything stuck. Nope, this is not looking promising to me. Okay. Alright, I found a bad way to cross this gap. It definitely loses me the puzzle, but perhaps taking the actions will get me new insights. So let's involve this block that I've barely touched. This will consume this important plus that I definitely need for the end of the puzzle, but let's see, how did I do this? I had some way to get these arranged together. Like, I can't get this out of its this zone without touching that. It's just not possible. But if this slots in here and supports that, and you fall down there, and then go in here like this, I become capable of doing a double push using this extra tool, since it's not involved in holding anybody up, to get you over that barrier. Neat. This looks very similar to how I want the end of the puzzle to look. Oh, okay, so I have that problem. Yeah, okay, so let's just pretend that this one's not such a problem. And yeah, I have this other problem that, like, I can't get to the other side of this now because it's too wide. I think this little problem right here is perhaps... Well, what if you were one more to the right? Could you ever be? You couldn't. That's not an option. Could I have done this? Well, kinda, but it doesn't help. Wait, I could have... okay, let me swap some blocks around. Where I parked... Okay. Okay, this is getting real involved now, especially for something that I know loses me the puzzle, but hang on. There's still some more insights that I can mine out of this, I think. So if I arrange things thusly... Get you, like... Oof, where? Where can you hide away? I guess just down here will have to do. Bzzzt. Didn't mean to touch it, but that's what happened, and an unpleasant noise occurred because of it. I don't think I want it to be that far over. I have to go at least this far over. Oh, well, that's not great. But I think it will actually do for the situation. Okay, so you're supported. That's all I need. Just enough to get you onto that. I guess you'll have to go a little farther. I guess you'll have to go... No, that's far enough. Okay, so the way that happened was you went up here. And then nothing really happens, so no, this didn't help me. If you were up here, I wouldn't have enough room to push you horizontally or anything. Okay, but in any case, putting this in this zone does indeed still incur the same problem that I thought I had, that something that wide just cannot be bypassed. But doesn't that reduce this to a different problem here? Like, doesn't that mean, by necessity, that I can't do some of the things I want to do? Oh geez, block shuffling. Okay, yeah, so you stay like this. Let's go back to how we were a moment ago. Was this up here? It probably was. I just need to look at that state again. I think this is what I want. So, with this... From here, imagining that this is one shorter this way... Yeah, that does work, because I push it over here, I'm able to walk through here, I boost it up. This does leave a remnant right there. Ooh, what do I do about that remnant? Actually, doesn't that become a problem because nothing can fit in that space anymore after that? This is already down here doing its job bridging for, Yeah, I can push that 2 more left before I hit the prohibition zone if this snub is gone, which it would be at this point, in theory. This would never have come over to the right. It would just be sitting... there, I guess. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So taking up that much space. You're 2 over, so you take up that space. So I walk down. I push up. This goes pow. I push this left. It falls there onto you. I push it left. I walk around. I push this right. It falls to there. I get under that. I do that, and the puzzle's solved. If you are in place, which has not been invalidated. False. No, then I still have this here. Okay, that's interesting. So there is an additional problem. Now, all of that is avoided if I get it over all the way over the top and fall down there instead, because then I don't have to walk through here. All 4 of these consume all 4 of those. The 2 dude falls down. And, like, if I could make that happen, yeah, I'd be done right now. Wait, but hold on. I think I can simulate something close to that, can't I? From a situation similar to this... Yeah, I can. Once again, I've already lost the puzzle because I used this up. But... I think I can still learn things from the state that I'm at. Oh right, I remember the problem. I tried this earlier. What I ran into was once again the prohibition zone. I can't get through here. I'm stuck. Like, yes, I could have pushed this a little more to the right. That won't help. It does not help. Because, yeah, if I could teleport myself over to this side... Yeah, there's no walking through here. It's a prohibition zone. Bzzz. 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 If I could get here and manipulate this, push that left, push that all the way off. It just kind of sits on top of that. After which I would push this back over here and, you know, accomplish nothing. Because I've already touched this. I mean, this, yeah, so this is dead from the get-go. And just, like, getting this over here seems fairly insurmountable. I have this feeling that I've been trying to do the impossible for the last half hour. plus like 20 minutes. So like last 50 minutes. And just that this initial upper right bracket shape with this just isn't the way to go. But it was the only conceivable one that I could drop down here, hook out, and get free. It's just that the freedom comes at such a cost of not being able to ever move left with anything. It's just, I've gone down such a suspiciously long path of getting incrementally closer while on here. Have I, though? Like, if I go back to the point where the puzzle's still theoretically solvable if I can deal with this, I really haven't actually progressed past the point of just boosting this up here and joining with that plus. But is there a magic move that just gets this over here? Maybe there is, and I'm going to keep looking for it for at least a little while, because I don't feel like I can say conclusively that there's not yet. Here's a hypothetical for you. Let's say I could make this touch that plus. To solve the far down the road problem of consuming these, what I would do is I would, okay, so I don't know what I would do with this. That leaves that one a mystery, but what I would do is I would first detonate this side and, okay, well, fine. Okay, oh, no, actually this, hold on. So this hypothetical does come with very much that problem of this plus. Let's pretend I can get away with this. I know I can't, but pretend that I can. I would detonate this first, then poke out a specific one right here. Okay, so having poked that out, I'd have that elongated T shape, like I'd be in this equivalent with a thing above there. I'd pull it up there, push. Actually, let's start from here. So 5 wide with a that there. So I'd go up here. Yes, it fits. I support it, I step out, it turns into a 1x2 and falls, consuming all those in the process. Yes, that'd be great. I have the problem of this plus. That one is unresolved. Yeah, that one is unresolved because I have to first use this up before I can poke out specifically this. Okay, so that comes with a problem. And the other problem of, like, how would I get it over there? I either have to have it, like, in this spot and then I can boost it up. After having done that, I can totally put this staple under it, push it, hook it, and have it. And that'd be super fine. But yeah, I'd either have to support it on its way over to the right, which means some stuff there, and nothing would ever do that. Or yeah, so get this shape dropped into that hole. Now I have tried many things in an attempt to get, from this puzzle state, get this up over this lip. That is just as insurmountable a problem as getting it over this one or this one. There's just no going left with this shape. You can go up and right. That's what it's made for, but it's not made to go left. Yeah. But if I could do that, I'd still have to get it over this though. So no, I have multiple obstacles in the way of that. All right, no, that doesn't feel like the way to go. Okay, different exercise. Let's ditch this shape and see if everything that doesn't involve that shape still adds up with what I understand here. You don't and you don't. These two pluses are still just absolute mysteries to me. But let's say... say what? Wait, yeah, so where do those go? So I can do this. And some of that. And I end up with a shape like you. Okay, so you would then sit on top of this. I guess my assumption should be that at some point that plus adds length to this bar. Should it be, though? Okay, but yeah, so this is an end state that I wanted. Let's pretend I have this perched here. Do the hypothetical moves. So I put you up there. From that perch, I push you off. You're there. Push, push, push. Oh, with those all the way on the left... Okay, 1, I pushed too far. 2, I... Ooh, this doesn't work. This was a useful discovery. This does not work, because I have the same problem of being unable to cross this boundary if I bring this through here. Yeah, if that's against the left wall, that's going to be a problem no matter what. And I have the other problem of... if I get it over here and drop it in that state, then it ends up in the wrong shape. Ooh, okay, so I learned this is non-viable. Interesting. Okay, I'll figure out what to do with that information eventually. Got another new problem here. So I was doing this exercise again, using this plus here, and just thinking about what it would take to finish the puzzle if I could boost this up and over that. So the problem is that in order to consume this minus, it takes something fairly specific. I have to be able... Well, I have to have this out of the way to get this up there and touching that and get it back. So imagine if this were like way over here. When I push this shape up here, I guess it'd be easier to actually just see it rather than imagine. So let's put this in the place I know how to put it. I don't know how much it matters whether I use up this tooth first or not. I guess let's use it, since I can. Might as well. Because that's the way I've been doing things. So I need that extra support to get this here. So I've pushed this off of there. Let's pretend it's actually parked up here for the purpose of this exercise. So I'd put this up here, and make it go pow, and I can't... Oh, wait a second. I might have an actual problem to this solution. Solution to this problem. So, okay, sure. Let's say this is up there. What I was going to say is I can't get around and, like, you know, I could push it over, but then, no. I can push this over by 1 and back down. So this isn't a problem either way. But the other way that I was just thinking I could maybe solve this is what if, No, I do need this platform down here. Okay, but yeah, that's how I solve it. I push this back over by 1, shove this down, insert it here, support it on this, push this left, that falls, and yeah, the end of the puzzle takes place. It's just this can't be boosted over that. And yeah, so if I did that prior to using this up, then yeah, I would have enough space, because that would be out of the way over here, and sliding back and forth. Ah, it's so close! So it's been over an hour now on the segment of video that I started recording after, like, the main attempt and a couple of those asides. I do really want to get this done today, but is it possible? I'm having my doubts. Alright, I'm actually starting to feel kind of physically bad from staring at this for so long. I have to stop at some point. I would like that to be when I solve the puzzle, but that's not happening. So things I'm convinced of. I don't know how to use this plus. I think I'm doing something wrong with that. tacking it on here would be great, but I don't see a possible way to do that. It's just as insurmountable as getting this up and over that. I could be one step away from the solution. It could be that there's some shuffle with like what these two shapes turn into. Well, this one doesn't change, but what this shape turns into with this up there, that I can actually prop it up on that shelf. It could be that I'm actually like 20 steps away from the solution and I'm, 19 steps down a dead end. I don't understand some of this space here. Like, the shape of this is a bit mysterious. It might just be for aesthetics. But from what I know, at least these two tiles could have been wall. That probably means nothing. But yeah, this is the biggest mystery. I just don't feel like I understand how to use you. Putting this prop up here and doing the, drop the pillar this way with some kind of support that's sitting on top of that only requires 4 blocks of this, because this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It comes out to there. Then you go up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And it just has to be 4 wide because I have to push it that far into the prohibition zone. I wish I had it, but I don't, so maybe I'll have another insight eventually. Maybe I'll go on to another puzzle. I tried my hardest. I'll see you next time.